Hey guys, what's up? Today I wanted to talk all about my favorite makeup items for dry skin. I really try to take good care of my skin, and especially now that I'm older, I'm really strict with my skincare routine. Sometimes, when I was a teenager, I wasn't really consistent with my skincare routine. I was kind of like, oh, I'll just, skip my moisturizer tonight. So it really makes a difference if you have a good skincare routine. Even if I use mostly drugstore products, so it doesn't have to be high-end, doesn't have to be fancy or expensive or anything. Just make sure that you're using the right products for your skin type, and that will make you go such a long way, trust me. With that being said, I want to share my favorite makeup products with you guys that work for my dry skin. So I'm going to start off with primer because that's what I like to use before I put on my foundation, just to create a smooth base. You want to have a nice smooth base for it to go on top of, and if you have any flakes, this might help kind of take that away a bit. I mean, I would recommend not wearing too much makeup or foundation if you do have very flaky skin, but let's say you just have a couple of dry patches here and there and you just want to smooth them over, definitely use a moisturizing primer, and I have a couple here that I want to share with you. So this one is my all-time favorite. It's the Mercier Hydrating Primer. Now, they do have an oil control one if you have oily skin, but for me, this one works so well, and it kind of works as a moisturizer and a primer. It's definitely an investment, but to me, it is worth every penny, and I actually get these at Fame Expo every year that I go. They have Mercier, I believe, like 30 to 40% off, so that's when I usually get mine, and this lasts me quite a long time because you don't need much, so definitely worth trying if you have very dry skin. You can even get a sample at Sephora too if you ask for one. Now this one is also from a high-end brand. This is from Laura Geller, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard about them. They have like really cool highlighters and lip products. I love their lip products, but this primer is also amazing. It is a part of their Spackle line, and they have like the original one, I believe, is for mostly oily skin. I think it's a mattifying primer. So this is the Laura Geller one. It comes out white, but it goes on clear, and this one is a lot thinner in consistency. It doesn't really, it's still very moisturizing, but it feels a little bit cooling on the skin and a little bit more watery. So this has kind of got like a thinner texture to it, but it's still super hydrating. Now this one is from Maybelline, and I've raved about this when it first came out. I want to say last year. I'm almost run out of this. I know it doesn't look like it, but I only have a little bit left. This is definitely my favorite drugstore primer, like facial primer that prolongs the wear of my makeup. This is very hydrating. This is the Maybelline Master Prime by Face Studio, and this is the Blur+Smooth version. I do have a whole review on these. They have 3 in the line, one for redness and one is illuminating, but the Blur+Smooth is definitely my favorite because it just really adds a punch of moisture to my skin. So let me show you the Maybelline one. This has the same consistency as the other two. The only difference, I think, is the price, really. I mean, this is only like a $9–10 primer depending on where you get it, but it also goes on clear, so you don't have to worry about it looking white or anything. It doesn't have any greasy feel to it. It absorbs very quickly. I have another drugstore item here. This is not technically like a priming lotion. It's actually kind of like a spray that is a moisturizer and a primer all in one, and I have shown this so much love. I mean, my bottle's beat up and I'm almost ran out of it. This is from Pixi, and Pixi is a British brand, I believe, and they're exclusively sold at Target. So this right here is the Pixi Glow Mist, and my label's kind of rubbed off because I take this with me everywhere I go. I love this product even when I don't wear face makeup that day, or let's say I'm not even wearing any makeup. This is still a really great product to add some moisture to your skin, and that's why I like to take it with me, because sometimes my skin is feeling parched. This is a spray that claims to hydrate and protect your skin as well as nourish it. I personally feel like it's basically a moisturizer. It's a moisturizing spray, but once you apply it, it feels very smooth and soft. Your skin feels great. It works well underneath makeup, on top of makeup. It does give your skin a bit of a glow, however, so if you don't like the dewy look, don't go for this. Go for more of a lotion primer. But if you don't mind having a little bit of a glow on your skin, this is such a beautiful item. I love this. I'm definitely repurchasing when I run out because it is amazing. Okay, moving on to foundation. This is my favorite, hands down. This is the best foundation I've ever used. I love it so much. I've been talking about it for probably since I started my channel actually, because I tried this foundation after hearing about it on YouTube. So I actually used to talk about the original, and this is their newer formula. This is from Makeup Forever, and it's their Ultra HD foundation. If you watch me, you know this is my favorite foundation. I love this stuff, and this is their newer formula. I do have a whole review on it, so I'll link it down below if you want to check it out. Now this is my shade. It is R220, and I love this straight from the bottle. That's what I'm wearing on my face today. I absolutely love it. Now this one is Y205. It's a bit lighter, so if you are pale, they do have really nice pale shades that are not orange, so don't worry about the shade match. So this is Y205, and I just want to show you guys that when you apply this on your skin, it does give a bit of shine to it. So this will kind of, if you don't powder it, it does kind of leave a bit of shine on your skin, and I like that for me because I personally have dry skin, so anything that's going to kind of mimic the look of radiant skin I love, and that's what this does for me. It just gives a beautiful finish. It doesn't accentuate any dryness that I may have. It just works. This formula works so well for my skin. I just love this foundation. I feel like it doesn't make my dry skin look dull or, you know, make it look too matte or anything like that. The texture is perfect. It blends out easily over my skin. There's no tugging with this. I never really have any issues with it. I just love this stuff. Now for concealer, I have two here that I wanted to recommend. This one is my favorite. It is the Urban Decay Naked Skin, and this is the lightest shade they have. It is called Fair Neutral. This does everything I need it to in a small amount, which is great because I hate when I feel like I gotta keep layering the concealer and I gotta keep putting it on. With this, I use like literally half a drop and I can use it to brighten up my whole under eye. You know, it lasts all day. It gives you great coverage without looking too matte or too thick. It just works so well. I can't stop talking about this, so I'll try to move on to the drugstore option that I have here. This is from NYX, and this is their HD Concealer, and my shade is Porcelain. They do have a nice shade range from NYX, so I like that they have a lot of different shades to choose from. This formula is a little bit thicker than the Urban Decay Naked Skin. I can definitely tell a difference in texture. This one I do need to blend out a bit more, but it's still got a nice consistency to it on the thinner side. It's not like gooey or thick or anything. Sometimes I feel like concealers at the drugstore can be just way too thick. I've tried like the Revlon ones, I've tried the Maybelline, and I do like the texture on the Fit Me, don't get me wrong, but they don't make my shade, so I can't use the Maybelline ones, unfortunately. I know a lot of people with dry skin love Maybelline Fit Me, but it's orange on me, so I can't use it. So I use this one, and it works pretty well, so definitely try this. I think it's around $6. Whenever I need to set foundation or concealer, or I just want a more of a matte look to my face, I love this powder, and this is very popular on YouTube. I think I got this because of so many recommendations from people, and this is the Mercier Translucent Loose Powder. This is my second time repurchasing this powder, and the first time I bought it, it lasted me almost an entire year, so I definitely feel like it is okay to repurchase. It's not something that I run out of quickly. You really only need a small amount of this, especially if you have dry skin. Don't over powder your face. Just don't do it, because I've been there and it just makes you look like, you know, one-dimensional. I like to use this on my T-zone or to set my concealer if I wear any that day. This stuff is just great, and I've talked about it a lot, so you guys know if you watch my channel, I love this stuff. Definitely recommend it. It doesn't look too powdery or heavy. I really enjoy this one. And of course I have to mention highlighters. These are my favorite textures for dry skin, and I did a whole video recently on my favorite highlighters, so if you haven't seen that, I'll link it down below. Check it out. So up here, these are the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors. I know all of you have heard about these. I have this one right here, which is Opal. This one is a nice deeper shade, kind of a bronzy color, and I like to wear this one in the summer, and yes, I've hit major pan on it. I love this one for the warmer weather months. It's a beautiful color, but I mainly wanted to mention these because they have such a smooth texture. This one right here is Moonstone. This one's my favorite for my skin tone, but I also love these because they just kind of gloss over my dry skin. I don't have any issues with these making my pores look larger. Now for the drugstore, I was going to mention the Physicians Formula custom color palettes I've talked about so many times, like over and over again, but I have a new favorite that I feel is worth mentioning, and it's even less expensive than the Physicians Formula one, which can run around $10. So I have here from WetnWild their Mega Glow Illuminating Palette, and this is in Catwalk Pink. Now there are huge stripes in here, so you can kind of use these individually and create different colors for yourself, and I've been doing that lately. I've been wearing like the light golden one just all by itself, and you get this really nice light highlight. The texture on this is amazing. It definitely reminds me of the Becca powders. Like if you didn't have the Wet n Wild label on here, if you put it in a fancy package, I'm pretty sure people would think this is a high-end product. The way that it performs is amazing. It lasts all day on me. It has a great color payoff. I love this. Everything about this highlighter is amazing, but it also works great for dry skin, so I just had to mention this highlight. I think it is so worth it. I hope this video was helpful to anybody who also has dry skin out there. Anyone who has very dry to dry skin, I think you might find these products useful or helpful, so definitely try them out. And as always, thank you so much for watching.